I'm Ed Holmeyer, and I'm currently chairman of the board of directors of the Center for Sustainable Community, which is a nonprofit, a 501c3. Started about 10 years ago here in Stell by a bunch of people who were interested in sustainability. You can find out all about us by looking at our website, which is www.centerforsustainablecommunity.org. And you'll find our vision and our mission statement and our goals and strategies for achieving the objectives that we set. But for example, the organization is interested in developing property you're staying on right now. I guess you're sleeping out there.
Stell.
Yeah, and tending. Anyway, we want to develop it, but not as some sort of commercial thing, but we want to install demonstrations of what might be appropriate for living gentler on the earth, and providing local examples of local products for use. We have a big community garden that's been in existence for 20 years, actually, out there before the CSC even owned that property. And we have currently an orchard co-op out there that manages 100 fruit trees that are up there, 100 plus, 120, something like that, as best they can. These are very old trees, and what they've done is select a few of these trees, like 15, and they're trying to work on those to see what effect they can have on the fruit of those few trees, and try to use that as a demonstration, comparing that with others that are not untreated, but are not treated the same way with the same kind of sprays. It's all organic. Stelle, where we live, is surrounded by more than 600 acres of organic farmland owned by Harry Carr and his Mint Creek farm. And he raises all kinds of animals. He has sheep, cattle, chickens, ducks, turkeys, and pigs. I think he's just added pigs. That he raises on an organic atmosphere, and then he sells all that product to other people in CSAs. He goes to Chicago, he goes to the Green City Market, he goes to Evanston, he goes to the Lincoln Park in Chicago, and all over. He's in dozens of markets. I don't know how he does it. But anyway, that's sort of the area out there that's a commercial kind of backdrop for us. The only non-organic part of our environment is directly across the street, where you see beans and corn and beans, and that's all traditional Illinois farming.
We know, we've been biking through
produce,
it.
And you've been going through it.
Indiana and Illinois.
Yeah.
So you're aware of it. But anyway, the CSC then tries to install operations that are fitted to helping the community live in a sustainable way. We have a chicken co-op. I happen to be the manager of the chicken co-op. We've raised meat birds, roosters, 100 rooster flocks of meat birds twice, and processed them. We did the first 100 ourselves. We'll never do that again. It's way too much work. And right now we're raising laying hens. So we have a mixed flock of Buff Orpingtons and Rhode Island Reds out there, and about 7 families in this cooperative, and we sell eggs to some other families in the community. We try to do it totally organically, and that's very expensive. The eggs are about $3 1/4 a dozen, and it's totally non-sustainable. The organic feed, the only organic feed we can get hold of comes from Wisconsin, Cashton Mills. We can rely on. It's really nice feed. It's wonderful, non-soy, totally organic, really great feed. The eggs are incredible. Oh my God, you just wouldn't believe how great the eggs are.
Is there nothing on the property you can use to feed that?
Pardon?
Is there nothing on the property you can use to feed that?
We've explored it, but it's not practical to raise enough grain for chickens. We do graze the chickens.
Right.
and we do give them all the kitchen scraps, but they require a lot of protein. A chicken requires a lot of protein. We go through, we had, I should say, as a story behind that, we had 30 hens and 4 roosters, and they would go through 300 pounds of feed in a month, and that's you can't possibly raise and process that much feed on the small acreage that we have. Alone, we might supplement it. Actually, we're thinking about raising some barley grass. There's been a recent article in Acres magazine about a way to raise barley grass to feed your flock. So we're thinking about these things, but we're not able to do it. We haven't moved away from that. The other thing that happened to us is we just had a marauding possum get into our coop, killed about half our flock. So we're way down in flock. Now we're looking for replacement birds. We have to get some more babies eventually because our flock is about a year and a half old. But anyway, that's life. There are predators all over here, by the way. We caught and dispatched a possum. We caught a raccoon. Yesterday we grazed the chickens in the daytime in a grove. Chickens are basically arboreal animals. I don't know if you know that. They're birds. They like the trees. And so we have a grove right behind our coop that we let the flock out into, and then we expanded it so it has a sunny area so they can go over and scratch around in the sun. They go both places, but you have to get them in at night because that's not protected. The coop is very carefully constructed to be